Hello everyone, this is Jatin Sapru, hashtag that cricket guy. This is so much fun being on the Taking It Slow podcast with Dwijendra. They've also got some other very cool episodes. So like, subscribe, share, enjoy this, and take it slow.
We got the first glimpse of our guest today on Dream Job Season 2 back in 2007. And from that very first glimpse, he was an absolute natural speaking about cricket. In a world that's famously cruel for people who don't have a pedigree playing the sport, his journey gives hope to all the cricket lovers that if you sacrifice enough for what you're really, really passionate about, there is no stopping you. It gives me a lot of pleasure to welcome to the Taking It Slow podcast, the voice of Hindi cricket, known in some circles as the next Harsha Bhogle, that cricket guy, Jatin Sapru. Hey man, how are you?
किसका intro था भाई? मेरा नहीं है ये. Wasn't me. Yeah, the voice of cricket. That is, I think something that suits Harsha Bhai a lot. I thought at the start, barring the dream job bit, this is Harsha Bhai's introduction only, but very kind of you, man. Dujendra, very kind of you.
Wow! So we are
I mean,
dropping bombs right off the bat.
You prepared me well for him.
So, Jatin, before we talk about anything else, सबसे पहले, have you recovered from the loss to young boys?
Terrible, man. Matlab, I feel bad as well. 95th minute, the emotions. And, I'll tell you, I'll be very honest, because of the amount of cricket and how it's being done, my consumption of football has gone down because time nahi milta. Let's be very honest.
Fair.
But since Ronaldo's come back, there's and since Ole's come back, following obviously a lot more excited about things, and I'm glad he's still on. But then he comes back. Then it's number 7. And then I wake up and first thing, I don't know, just timeline pe main ja raha tha, first thing was Ronaldo scored. So I didn't know what's happened. I had no idea 95th minute it was 2-1. But ठीक है, bittersweet, yeah. I mean, a little desperate for 3 points in the next game, but I take it. You think of it from young boys का point of view, ना? Young boys कभी तो old होंगे.
लाइफ उनके हिस्ट्री का सेकंड एवर चैंपियंस लीग विन, ठीक है, विल बी ग्रेशियस इनफ, ठीक है.
I mean, कब तक Switzerland will only be known for cheese, chocolates, and Yash Chopra films. You need a
And
football.
Roger Federer.
And yeah, and of course, and wait, which is FC Basel also?
FC Basel as well. Yes.
Yeah, they're also Switzerland. Yeah. So
How long have you been following United as a football fan?
see, I always tell people, because some people come at you very aggressively कि तू कौन सा मैनचेस्टर में पैदा हुआ था? So I'm like, that is correct. तो तू भी लिवरपूल में नहीं हुआ था यार, मतलब आसपास में है. But here's the deal: when football started to come to India, right? At that time, you only had access to either United games or you'd get Arsenal, you'd get Chelsea.
EPL,
then started
primarily EPL, yes. Yeah.
And then Beckham was there, Ryan Giggs was there, Paul Scholes was there. So that's how the affinity sort of drew in. I think a lot of us who first got lured in by football, then first got lured in by the heroes and the style of play. Because it's not that I was a big football player in school or something. So you got lured in by hero, and then you delve a little more into the club's history, stuff they've achieved, and then the story, man. And then you get into the story from literally a railway workers club to where. So then you start following them. But I don't know how I'll kill me if you want, but I've come to a point where I don't hate another football club. Because
fact it is too strong an emotion to levy to.
नहीं मतलब कॉलेज में सबने किया है, मतलब लोगों की जर्सियां फाड़ देंगे, ये कर देंगे. When you realize, at the end of the day, there are stories. They're all trying to play what is a beautiful game. And while you were extremely passionate, fact is, सच्चाई जिसने बोली थी भाई तू कौन सा मैनचेस्टर में पैदा हुआ है. Then you start, when you grow with age, you start appreciating the sport more than just people who played. And then you find these nice, beautiful stories and incredible players everywhere. So if someone at that time told you that you're a United fan, Steve Gerrard go gali, you can't. Now you look back, you'd be like Thierry Henry, Steven Gerrard, they were brilliant, right?
Legends, yeah.
ऐसे ही हम लड़ते रहते थे लोगों से.
Beckham greater than Gerrard, Scholes greater than Gerrard. Okay. Anyways, so you mentioned a very important thing there, that you start following a sport because of heroes. You feel इंडिया में जो हम फुटबॉल का कल्चर इतना ज्यादा नहीं ला पाए हैं, that has been because of our inability to produce heroes on the same level as we've been able to do in maybe other individual sports like tennis or cricket. So for it's been there for ages, but we've seen heroes in badminton, in tennis,
Hmm.
who've become global icons. But football mein nahi la paye because we haven't been able to produce those heroes.
I think in many ways, the purists will say that how can you even dare to think like that? And while I understand that sentiment,
Hmm.
a game will go beyond the purists and the grassroots levels and from within the confines of people who've either played it or are emotionally or somehow invested in it. It'll
Hmm.
become a mass phenomena when there is going to be viewership.
Fair.
Let's be very simple.
Yep.
How does money come into a sport? Money
Hmm.
only comes into a sport whether it's through broadcast on television, so that is advertisers' money,
Yep.
whether it's sponsorship that athletes get,
Yep.
whether it's social media endorsements, all of it is coming from the one common thread that people follow you.
Hmm.
And initially, people will only follow you. It is as cruel as it may be. So eventually, this should change when there is a sporting culture, when about 50, 60, 70% of us in school play all the sports. So we don't just need a hero. We know the sport, we love the sport, and we appreciate everyone. Till that does not happen, and I hope it happens as quickly as possible. Till then, you need a little bit of success for this interest, this commercial interest to come in. I'm very happy that what's happened this Olympics. I covered the 2012 Olympics. That is the first time I realized that is the greatest sporting event. It is the ultimate sporting event, right? Because you're against the whole world.
Yep.
And
Yep.
takes 4 years, one shot. It has to be the greatest event. And uske baad se 2016 we didn't do well, but there are now, whether it's the government scheme which is TOPS, which is fantastic, whether it's initiatives taken by OGQ, whether it's the Tata Group or JSW Group. So big responsible corporates are now becoming initial investors. They're like almost initial investors in a startup. And when the startup becomes big is when others come in. Then you get crowdfunding.
Fair.
So eventually the sport will need crowdfunding. But then there are also these evangelists who play as startup investors. They're very important. But yeah, in Indian football, Chetri hai, Baichung ki story. But how many people actually know what it meant for him to go to Bury, right?
Yep. He went to Bury. Yes.
And or for that matter, that Gurpreet Singh plays in a Danish league with Stabroek or something. This is only for purists. Baki Janta ke liye, if it comes on the newspaper headlines that India has beaten someone big and then they regularly start doing it, they'll come in. So there are heroes. I mean, you don't need to look beyond Sunil Chhetri in his own right, Baichung Bhutia, Vijayan. These are big names. But for others who don't play the sport, unko thoda aur chahiye. Maybe what javelin will happen, what will happen to javelin, or what happened to badminton after Saina and Sindhu. Two of them together, not one, two of them regularly winning. So I think that unfortunately remains the ultimate requirement. Abhi bhi, it is changing. And I think the responsibility is on you, on me, on people who watch कि आप heroes बनाते हो, जो players को और encouragement मिलेगी. एक नीरज चोपड़ा है, अगले 2 Olympics में 2-4 और आएंगे. So, but I think yeah, football is probably waiting for that golden moment under the sun, and I hope it comes sooner than later.
Jatin, coming to your career, your journey, I said in the intro as well, you're being called in some pockets the next Harsha Bhogle. There are good reasons for those comparisons. Someone who's not been a cricketer professionally, sharing the stage with giants of the game, legends of the game, becoming the face of Hindi cricket per se. So for a number of us who have only consumed English content over the years, have consciously started switching to Hindi now, and that's because
I will use this for my appraisal. Thank you.
Because we now get a different flavor when we consume Hindi. So, for example, in my own house, my parents prefer watching Hindi commentary over English commentary. अगर मैं अकेला बैठ के देख रहा हूँ, शायद मैं तब भी English पे switch करूँगा because I have my own favorites there. But in a family setting, we have now started switching over to a Hindi-based broadcast. You have been the face of Hindi commentary or Hindi production or Hindi broadcast for cricket. Does it feel a little surreal when people call you the next Harsha Bhogle? अगर आप गूगल करते हैं ना अपने आप को, तो दूसरा तीसरा क्वेश्चन कोरा पे आता है, is Jatin Sapru the next Harsha Bhogle? Does that make you feel overwhelmed or something?
It is overwhelming. I mean, Harsha Bhai, I mean, as we know it, right? I mean, there's probably for global audiences,
Yeah.
you get the name of Richie Beno first. But for
Hmm,
us,
hmm.
yeah, I mean, cricket, when it became available on cable television, it was him. I mean, since we know his story personally from, literally from radio,
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
into broadcast, traveling with a typewriter,
yeah.
it is, I mean, I just look at it, ki we've probably had it so much easier, at least the opportunity. It's not been
Hmm,
easy to be able to persist in the industry for such a long time. It has its own challenges.
hmm.
I, I think it's extremely overwhelming, but what Harsha Bhai has achieved, I have to look at it very realistically. He's been in here for like more than 3 decades.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
just sort of in comparison started off.
डेढ़ डेकेड तो आपको भी हो गया, इतना अंडरप्ले मत करो अपने आप को.
No, but I've been in the broadcast industry since 2007. Lekin to mainly hosting shows, being the main presenter and commentator, it's just been about 5 years. That's just been 5 years, which is great because start me, I got to learn so much. You know what probably Harsha Bhai did in his radio and print and all his travels. I then learned in television just being there as, a reporter. I would produce some of the stuff. I would sit with editors. So by the time I had to be on the show, I knew how the medium works. And that was very important. And this is something that even Harsha Bhai will tell you. This is something that Alan Wilkins will tell you. There is a lot more to a broadcast than just picking up the mic and the content. In terms of everything else, there is so much that happens in a PCR that content is king for everyone watching at home. But content is also one of the part of a successful broadcast, not the main part. There is a lot that goes in making it perfect. So much that can go wrong in a podcast, broadcast.
Like what? Tell us more.
I'll tell you, but first, just to I think if I can achieve even half of what Harsha Bhai has, by the time I probably call it quits, that would be a massive compliment. He's the milestone, right? He's a milestone. You don't cross him, you go around him, and just comparison, I think, is very overwhelming. I didn't set out to do this, but it's a great compliment. But yeah, broadcast ना यार बहुत अलग चीज है. आप घर पे जब लोग गालियां मारते हैं ना, तो कभी मन नहीं करता है कि एक बार आओ
करके देखो.
You see commentary कैसे होती है. There are lots of commitments, and I'm not saying sponsor commitments. In out time होता है. Visuals में 30 cameras हैं. The director is talking to the graphics team, he's talking to the camera guys, he's talking to the producer, and you're listening to all of this while you're talking. We don't have a script. It's a live script which is going on in front of you. You have to obviously focus on that, but at the same time you're listening to it. The director might just say, hey, hang on, I've spotted something very interesting. Have a look at this. So that image has probably just come on the spot. So you're literally always on your toes. A wrong graphic might just come up. It could be everyone makes mistakes. There are humans sitting on the graphic machines. There could be a wrong graphic that might come up. You might have to correct that. There could be an audio glitch. There could be a video glitch. Could be wrong content played. Could be something offensive that might come up and you have to go around it. So it takes a lot to get a broadcast right. Like say, toss jab hota hai. We know the toss is going to happen half an hour before the game starts.
Yeah.
You come back, you're doing the show, and you get a count. You get a count that, okay, toss happening in 30 seconds. You're having a chat. Then you'll get a countdown, 10, 9, 8. You're still talking. You're getting to hear everything in the PCR in your ears. And then while you're going, and you take a lot of pride कि जब एक होगा मैं तब रुकूंगा.
Perfect. तो मुझे सुन के stress हो रहा है मतलब ये.
It happens. Trust me, it throws off people. There are a lot of people who don't want the earpiece on, and then gradually you work towards keeping it on at all the time. And then sometimes you'll probably be at 4, 3, and let's go straight into the center. And the director will say, sorry, hearing toss delay, 30 seconds. Boom, back. Again, you just make it fluid, you make it languid. I mean, the idea is, and this is what you learn over time, it is fine to make mistakes. When you conquer a pause on television, Jo Bachchan Saab ne kiya, right? He will look into the camera and take a pause and then start. And आप देखते हो बोलोगे क्या बंदा है यार, क्या impact है. But initially, when you're in television, अगर आप एक second you're looking into the camera and you have nothing to say ना, तो ऐसा लगता है कि एक ice age गुजर चुकी है.
The walls are coming in on you एकदम camp.
Yeah, this happens. You shit bricks, man. But that's at the start. So all of this happens and then it becomes a thrill. This is the thrill of live television. When something goes wrong, how do you handle it? So there is a lot that happens. And that's the joy of it. So the guy is talking to say the director is mainly who you hear all the time. शो में प्रोड्यूसर भी होता है.
Hmm.
So the director is telling you, okay, this camera, that camera. He's talking to the cameraman, and आदत इस बात की डलती है जैसे बचपन में माँ बाप
You
डांट.
tune it out as noise.
या यू से कि अच्छा ये गाली मेरे लिए आई है पापा से. So you're like अच्छा ये एक बाकी एक कान से सुनो और उसी कान से निकाल दो, and then just wait for and to know, okay, this is for me. Now I'm looking into the right camera. This is coming up. So all these things happen. Yeah.
Nice. आप पापा की बात कर रहे थे बचपन में. So like every other child in India, you also enrolled into engineering college. जो you had to do it. So first year के बाद ड्रॉप आउट किया आपने कि नहीं हो पा रहा है अभी. घर पे क्या सीन्स थे, मतलब क्या किस तरह से रिसीव हुआ था ये, और ये बोलने में कितनी फटी थी, मतलब कितनी हिम्मत जुटानी पड़ी थी ये बोलने के लिए कि मैं 1 साल तो हो गया है, अब मैं और ये नहीं करूंगा.
एक पूरा साल भी नहीं रुका मैं यार. मैंने 8वें महीने से कोशिश शुरू कर दी थोड़ा वार्म अप कराने की डैड को. मुझे लगा कि शायद खुद ही बोल दें
हाँ,
कि यू नो यू वेस्टिंग
कुछ और
मनी
देख
और
ले.
कुछ और देख ले. बट नो. सो नाउ यू नो व्हेन यू लुक बैक इन हाइंडसाइट, तो मैं उनके साथ कभी बैठता हूँ, सो आई टेल हिम, आई वाज लाइक, यू नो, आई नाउ नो they grew up in Kashmir and they saw the exodus. तो उनको ये था कि you know life shouldn't be harsh on him. Engineering करके, और उसके आगे का भी प्लान सेट था. Engineering करने के बाद UPSC. So he was like, you should have a good stable government job.
सिविल सर्विस में ही जाएगा. हाँ.
Civil service में. So you know life does not throw curveballs at you like it did to me. So I can understand. And at that time, in the 90s and early 2000s, there weren't. You couldn't say कि मेरे को तो YouTuber बनना है. You couldn't.
Fair.
But today you say that it is a valid option, which is fantastic.
Fair.
You can do whatever you want. So they didn't understand that, and I don't blame them. लेकिन जब बोला तो पर प्रॉब्लम ये भी थी ना, पता नहीं था कि छोड़ के करूंगा क्या. It's not that I had a plan. Dad, I don't want to do engineering. अब मेरे को डॉक्टर बनना या मेरे को कुछ और बनना है. So my like 2 महीने की करूंगा क्या. तो कोई आंसर ही नहीं आ रहा था. तो उस टाइम पे there were 2-3 very fancy fields. One was fashion designing. Your friends were either going to Pearl, because now you didn't have to apply for NIFT. There was Pearl, and there was some JD Institute. Very cool. All the good-looking friends were going there. Then you had mass communication, not even journalism. Because journalism, everyone will tell you कि जामिया में masters होता है. You know, there is no graduation course for it.
Fair.
Then English honors was an option, but I had missed all deadlines. And I don't think with my best of 4, which was the luxury that I had after taking physics, chemistry, maths, would have allowed me. So then when I tried to tell my dad, he said, "Nahi, beta, I know first year is very hard. I'm an engineer myself. It's okay. You'll make it. Next time, I'm telling you, you'll make it." Third time, I think once I saw him just like shove a plate on the dining table and look at my mom, typical Indian family scene ki, I've lost him to Delhi. I've lost my son to Delhi. ये तुम्हारा बेटा, तुम्हारे बेटे ने यही करना है. So like करना क्या, ये नहीं है. So, and it was a hard time, you know, it was a hard time for our parents as well. It's just to make all the ends meet. So I was also feeling guilty that listen, I did so much money. So scary. I think there's a good amount of emotional drama that happened. But the funny thing is, this was still okay. I think जहाँ से मेरे को courage आई, क्योंकि एक बार ना वो पिटाई पहले हो गई थी. वो कहते हैं ना, see, first time you do some गलती, तो 4 थप्पड़ पड़ेंगे. अगली बार गलती करोगे 5 पड़ेंगे. लेकिन तीसरी बार जब करोगे तो बोलेंगे कि बेटा मत करो या कम करो. तो एक डर निकल जाता है.
मार का डर गया. हाँ.
So I had been enrolled for ये tuition classes होती है ना, जैसे वो FitG,
हाँ.
So I had enrolled into Pi. And people will think this is a fluff story, but it's not. I didn't want to do it. मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आता था कुछ यार, because I tried, you know, I gave a very honest attempt to physics, chemistry and maths, but just couldn't. नहीं हो पाया. So I would go, and after that I made a nice group at Pi. मेरे जैसे और भी बहुत सारे good for nothings थे. तो हम लोग जाते थे पास में बरिस्ता में बैठते थे. And some classes you attend. I was so daft, I actually didn't realize. मेरे को लगा कि जब IIT का एग्जाम आएगा, they will send the admit card. Now, if I'm paying you money, then you at least meant to send me the admit card. But one fine day, I went home, and after getting a solid bollocking, I realized कि हुआ क्या? You go home and you suddenly realize कि आज तो आतंक मचा है, कुछ होगा. And वो आपके against ही होगा. US has invaded. So that happens. And I'm like, but what happened? So dad just said, give me your IIT admit card,
Admit card.
examination का. I was like, वो तो अभी आया नहीं, उसकी तो date आई नहीं. Now I don't know कि what's the backstory यार. पता होती backstory तो मैं at least कुछ बहाना बना.
कुछ prepared रखते हाँ.
Like, where is it? And I was like, आया नहीं. He's like, I got a call. They said that the last day to submit a copy of your admit card was 3 days ago. And I had no idea.
Fuck.
I'm just hoping that all the other guys who were with me also went home and got pit out, because after that I was never allowed to go. That I actually felt bad. Yeah. मेरे को actually बहुत regret हुआ. I think I cried a lot that night. And because this is a lot of money around that time, 35,000 or something for tuitions. I just genuinely wasn't enjoying it. But yeah, which is why IIT, man, so much.
बट जब उस गिल्ट के मारे ही ना हम लोग सब लोग मतलब उस गिल्ट के मारे कि हाँ मॉम डैड चाहते हैं, खर्च कर रहे हैं, दे वांट द बेटर लाइफ फॉर अस, वी फॉलो थ्रू विद इट. मतलब मैंने भी इंजीनियरिंग करी है, चाचा, मुझे इंजीनियरिंग ऑब्वियसली वाजंट माय कॉलिंग, तो बट स्टिल डैड चाहते हैं, इतना खर्च कर रहे हैं, तो मैं 4 साल निकाल सकता हूँ, इतना कुछ बुरी बात नहीं है. जस्ट टू रियलाइज विद इन द फर्स्ट ईयर इटसेल्फ कि ये तो मैं बिल्कुल नहीं करूंगा. ओवरकमिंग दैट गिल्ट मस्ट हैव been a difficult decision at that point of time as well, ना? जब especially जब पता है कि ये नहीं पता कि आगे क्या करना है.
Yeah, I think those couple of years was a very bad phase. It was a very hard phase. Literally zombie walk, clueless. But good. I'm glad. I'm glad I took that call, because otherwise, मैं 3 Idiots दिखाने लेके गया था डैड को. I was doing okay.
हम सबने किया है, सबने किया है हमने.
Yep. But the funny thing is, as soon as that scene happens, and Madhavan's backstory comes and the kids pick up, and engineering is stamped on his bum.
Yep.
So I was sitting, my mom was sitting, my brother was sitting, my dad was sitting. So उसी scene पे मैंने एकदम ऐसे जाके आगे dad को देखकर बोला, dad, want some popcorn? वहाँ से भी जिस अंधेरे में मेरे को वो look दिखी, वो अपनी guilt conscious को जी रहे थे और मैं उसमें थोड़ी सी आग में घी डाल रहा था. So yeah, but I realized, yeah, and then your friends start to do well and find their calling in life. That adds on, and things are different now. Things are different now, and I didn't have anything to really fall back on. It's not that I came from a big business family. It's desperation that I need to at least take that burden off my parents. So yeah, 6, 8, 10 months were quite crazy, but then I think I made a good decision. I
clearly
think
so. Journalism happened, dream job happened. How you ended up in the dream job, you've documented in multiple places. I want to talk about the reaction at home after you won the dream job. मतलब तब तो एकदम से चौड़ा सीना करके बताया होगा ना, देखो आप मुझे इंजीनियर बनाना चाहते थे और
they were there. My parents were there. Final पे, yeah, even before the final, my mom and dad got to meet. Ravi Shastri was there. Wasim Akram, I think he was there. And they felt very proud. Like I told you, I figured out why my mom and dad were also really afraid when I was going to. It's not that I said I have an unconventional career choice, please back me. That came later. It just was that I don't want to do engineering, and they were just scared that you make a wrong decision. So मेरा अपना reaction almost Miss India वाला था. I remember later the producer told me, he's like, you can't say fuck on thing. So when they announced the winner, I just went like, four. I wasn't going like blushing or anything. And then later they had to mute the audio, and then mom and dad confetti goes up, and my wife now, my 10 girlfriend was there. So it was a proud moment. Yeah, they were really proud, and I surprised myself, and this is why I tell kids that jitni jaldi ho sake, don't be desperate to find your calling, but be desperate to know what is not your calling.
Fair.
Because in science, class 11, 12, and then the first year of engineering, it screwed my confidence. It screwed my confidence in life. It put me in a very dark space. And I didn't know why is it happening or what is happening, because till class 10, I was getting 80%. I was doing well. I was playing cricket. I was playing Delhi zonals. And then everything just shut short. And here you are clueless. And then when I got into journalism, it's not that, I put in phenomenal efforts in the studies, but I enjoyed it so much. I think I topped out of the 6 semesters. I topped 5 of them.
Nice.
With not a bare minimum effort. I put in effort, but I just enjoyed putting in that effort. And that's when I realized it was the confidence that it took away from me. And which is why when I won the dream job, I was like, this is what confidence can do to you. When you're enjoying what you're doing, this is that moment. Then you realize everything just flows. So I didn't want to even audition for dream job, right? Like you might have heard so many times. That's only because your confidence was hit.
Yeah.
Maybe now if someone talks about mental health and strength, that was probably a phase of depression, which I don't know how many of us go through. But it's just treated as ki, Are yaar,
walk it off.
Yeah, come on. You just need to get focused in life. No,
man up, be strong.
I swear, I feel like slapping anyone who says man up again. This overtly building up of man who can't even take 10% of the pain that a woman can bear. So, So yeah, I think it's a very important topic and can only be addressed when teachers in school start preparing parents from class 6, 7, 8 to open up their windows, which I think it has, and just let the child explore. Explore, yeah. 16 we clear school, 17 we want to be in college, 22 we want to be a master's degree holder. Why? Just work. Just figure out 2, 3, 4 years, figure out different things and become a professional at 24, 25. Do 2, 3 courses.
Become a professional at 30.
Correct. If you can afford it, just work hard.
Jatin, you are one of the best hosts in the business today. And there has to be a lot of science, a lot of method behind what comes off as impromptu conversations, impromptu presentations. There has to be a lot of method and a lot of preparation that must go on behind the scenes. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आप सेट पे अराइव हुए, आज इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान है, तो बस टीम शीट देख लें और चलो बात करनी शुरू कर दी उस बारे में. How long do you, as an individual, every person's preparation is different, of course. How long do you take to prepare before an important event, especially in the age of IPL, where there are 2 matches per day at a number of times? उसके लिए कैसे प्रिपेयर करते हो? टाइम कहाँ से मिलता है मतलब?
You have to go prepared. A tournament like the IPL, and now we've got the IPL backed by the T20 World Cup. So there is one macro preparation, and let me just don't show it to anyone else, but this is what I do. This time it's just a little more refined. I have this habit, if I write something with my hand, right, I don't forget. And I now have a bad memory. मेरे को ये नहीं पता, किसी को याद नहीं रहता कि 5 मैच के बाद मुंबई ने पहले मैच में क्या किया था. You tend to forget because there's cricket every day.
Yeah.
So what I do is I go through.
Is it a whiteboard?
No, this is my daughter's sketchbook that I've whacked.
Nice.
So it's just very simple. And this is all, once there is a match day, I just need to go through it because now I've written it, so it's all come back, the moments are flashing back. So this is how I prepare.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So
this is the preparation for one game.
That's for CSK. So you remember the moment, but you want to go through scorecards. No, not one game. This is CSK.
Okay.
So all the 7 matches that were played. So I've gone through all the matches, seen the highlights, and remembered, the points, kya changes the strategically, what did they do differently, who played, who didn't, top scorers, and write down. So you go through stats, but stats are very misleading. You have to figure out kaun sa stat kahan pe sahi baith raha hai.
What fits the story?
Yeah, then you make like some positives, then you make some negatives, weaknesses, things that will happen as trends. So this is the macro prep that I do before a tournament. So about all 8 teams.
And ये तो एक CSK के लिए है, सबके लिए करोगे हाँ ये.
सबके लिए हो गया, खत्म. So then you pick up on match day. We get a stat pack, which is head-to-head numbers and trends. So I give at least an hour and a half before I get into the studio. So one is obviously now preparing for commentary, and then also for the show. So for the show, we get a running order. The producers deciding the flow of conversation, and then you prepare. So I prepare my opening lines. I go through all the packages that we'll throw to, and kahin pe agar kuch acha, some punch is fitting, like probably how a script writer would do for the talent. We do it ourselves. Okay. So just write 2-3 punchlines. We pre-show mein hota hai because after that the game takes over. Then everything is
impromptu.
So even here, I mean, there's no teleprompter. There's nothing, and sometimes you can't use.
You have something in your head. सोच के रखा है कि आज ये से शुरू करूँगा.
हो जाता है, ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. But yeah. But when you go prepared, then you know that whatever may come, no out of syllabus. You've done the syllabus. So before a tournament, I give about good 4-5 days to go through everything. And then on a match day, about 1.5 hours, at least 1.5-2 hours.
what has been your biggest fanboy moment so far? You rub shoulders with giants, dude, every single day, every second day. So you are living my dream. Okay, let me put it this way.
I
You
apologize.
you get to chat with Virendra Sehwag, you get to chat with Kapil Dev, you are friends with Brian Lara, you play beach tennis with him, he invites you to vacations in Maldives. I mean, that sounds mind blowing. Yeah, that sounds.
How do you have access to this information?
I have researched a lot on on you.
ये
So
तुमने Pegasus पे एक एपिसोड किया था ना? I have to name you as a co-conspirator.
so you are living a dream. Even अब तो खैर used to हो गए उसके, but जब शुरुआत हुई थी, your first interview was with Sanat Jayasuriya, as you mentioned. Then you had to do a show with Rahul Dravid. Well, I can continue name dropping people for the next 1 hour, and it will not stop. Did you really mark out when you first saw him, and still do you mark out sometimes कि ये सही में हो रहा है मेरे साथ, मतलब I am living this life?
Let me like rub it in a little more. I'm not cocky or that, but let's just say that of all the big heroes, I have only not done a show with Sir Vivian Richards. Sorry, brother. Sorry, but I have actually impromptu spoken to him for 10 minutes, and even Sir Garfield Sobers in the West Indies. Damn. Boom. हाँ, क्या कह रहे थे हम?
Thank you for not rubbing it in at all. Yeah.
No. I don't. Sanat Jayasuriya was the first interview I did for ESPN then. लेकिन उसके पहले जब ड्रीम जॉब चल रहा था, ड्रीम जॉब का जो सेमीफाइनल था ना, उसी में फटी थी. Let me use, because that is the word that fits. Semi-final was from Australia, Junction Oval. India was there for the 2007 tour. The game got rained out, and we four semi-finalists, great friends. When the people were trying to find gossip and stuff in that show, or किसी को मिल ही नहीं रहा था, because mutual respect. People who love sports, they don't bitch, they don't have any animosity. There's respect, only respect and good vibes and good love.
Yep.
So हमने एक दिन हुआ, match हुआ थोड़ा सा, then rain. So they're like, what do we do? Because it was meant to be a live show. I don't know how many people were watching Dream Job. But I was told that Sunil Gavaskar and Wasima are going to be your two guests. Just sunke, I don't think I got very good. All four of us were staying in the same service department in Melbourne. I got to the ground and I've obviously just spoken to them a little bit, and they're all greats. They just make you comfortable, but no. So now I've got the earpiece in for my first live gig. This is live. And my director, this lovely fellow called Deepak Gupta, I mean, he's great. He directed the 2011 World Cup final. So, he's up there. So there are probably, cricket directors is probably the toughest job to do. We'll probably have to do another podcast on it. They have the toughest gig in cricket, and they're responsible for every second of cricket coverage that you see. It is them.
So hundreds of cameras, hundreds of shots, etc. Sab kuch manage karna.
And he's very comforting. He has a great mannerism. He'll put you at ease. So he just said, he's like, okay, Jatin, best of luck. You'll be going live in a minute. And I'm holding the mic like this. Okay. We're at the rooftop and I've got Wasim Bhai here. I've got Sunny Bhai here. And in my head, it's just that opening, at that time, you just so, yehi bolna hai, which then you realize ki sabse badi galti hai. You don't mug up. You make pointers and that's it. So at least for the opening. Now he says 10, 9, 8. And that anxiety is kicking in and my hand is going. And then I heard the magical words, right, Jatin Sapru, we're live on air. And I go, shit. The titles had rolled for the show. And I couldn't control because you could see the mic is now going like this. So I put my other hand on the mic. So I'm almost like this, holding the mic. And did the welcome. And Deepak's like, Jatin, take one hand down. You only hold the mic from one hand. It's a very small mic. And I'm just going, no. He's like, please, I think it took me good 20 odd seconds to like keep doing this and this. Fumbles here and there. And I was just, mujhe kuch yaad nahi hai. I do not, apart from this, I don't remember anything. Itna bata ki jaise khatam hua, कानों से दिखा नहीं होगा, लेकिन बहुत सेका, पंजाबी में बोलते हैं ना, सेका निकल गया. Were red and they felt hot. And Yes, so that is the only time probably when doing a cricket coverage I was shitting bricks. I was so scared. And uske baad overawed I was when I met Rahul Dravid. Been a massive fan. Sachin Paji ke saath, I only got to work much later when he played his final test match. We were in Mumbai and I was probably about 20 feet from where the presentation, his speech was happening. And after that, I'd actually gone with my cameraman on top of the steps, you know, the 1K to the steps that go up.
Yeah.
We were getting a shot from there, and I think we were there because we wanted just a reaction of him coming up and then into the dressing room. And I was there anyways with a mic because we were taking reactions of the players. And when I tied it was a saffron tie, and my only wish was that I don't usually do these autographs and all, you know, I maintain that sanctity that I cannot be a fanboy. I am a professional here. But there's just the moment, right? And he was coming up, and that's the first time I had proper eye contact with him. And he's coming up the stairs, and I have, like everyone, there are tears, but you're a professional. You might just have to go on camera. And he comes up, and mere haath mein tie tha, you know, there are and a marker in the pocket. But I just couldn't muster the courage. I was like, this is this man's moment. I can't be stupid. The final step he's taking into the dressing room, it's not about me. Who am I?
Yep.
I was just fixated. I saw him walk up, and just that 1 second of acknowledgement, maybe he was looking at a fly behind me, but mere liye to ye tha ki unhone mere ko dekhi, because I just looked at him, and you know, like, it's just like full. I imagine Karan Johar could be directing that scene. And Thank you, sir. Thank you, Godji. And he was just that smile, a very reassuring one. He looked at peace with the whole situation like probably nothing else. That was a very special moment. And then he walked in, and I was like, abhi thodi safal ho gaya. So these are some moments.
I have goosebumps right now. I literally have goosebumps right now.
Yes, these moments don't leave me, because otherwise when you do so much, so there are, you know, it's hard to sometimes remember. And then I obviously got to work with him for an event we'd done for Pepsi before I did television with him. And then I did a few more events, and then when I knew that he recognized me by name, and you know, he's saying that, oh, Jatin's doing it. Okay, good. Send him. Let me have it. And I was like, after game apni hai. Jamming hogi hamari. Lovely guy, lovely human being. But jab wo World Cup kare the hamare saath, Paji and Veeru, and even Waqar bhai, who's a gem. Yeah, Pakistan, yaar, you remember, na? Matlab, Centurion comes flashing even if
Yep.
And I've done the World Cup. I did Sachin Paji ke saath commentary in the first game as well, South Africa. Then was Australia. But here in Manchester, I just realized, you know, when I'm going, I'm like, shit, there is Sachin Tendulkar in the combox.
This is real life. This is real life.
In the combox. There is Waqar Younis in the combox. There is Saurav Ganguly in the combox. And it's India-Pakistan World Cup match going on in Manchester. And wait, I am rostered to do commentary with them. And that is a moment. I've never looked at my journey and said, wow, achievement. It's a long way to go. I enjoy this, and I hope I continue to. That is one moment where I reserved for myself to say, well done. Not well what done. I did on air, but just well done. Must have done something right. Must have followed some right path to have this moment. And that moment was just pure gold. I don't think anything will match it.
People who are in the public eye, people who are in the spotlight, so to say, they flack a lot of criticism as well on their job. आधे टाइम तो ये चलता रहता है कि तूने जिंक्स कर दिया इसलिए वो आउट हो गया. ठीक है, ये तो बहुत होता है ये.
Actually, no expert has ever made me feel underconfident. But people really got after me, man. And इंडिया में एक चीज अपने को चाहिए अभी वैक्सीनेशन के साथ साथ, वो है फनी बोन. People need to have a funny bone, right?
Yeah.
Actually, यार, अगर हमारे बोलने से अगर कोई आउट हो रहा है, तो जब हम रन्स बनवा रहे हैं, तो रन्स भी हमारे नाम कर दो भाई, right? सेंचुरी बनी है, वो भी हमने बनाई है. अगर आउट हम कर रहे हैं, तो सेंचुरी भी हमने बनाई है. So give me a few of Virat 100. I'll be very happy. Rohit, this is Southampton first World Cup match. Rohit got 100. Somebody got out. Me, Bhajupa, and Sunny Bhai.
You've told this story. Yes, I remember this story. Yes.
Man, it was so annoying. And Bhajupa just spoke fun. Oh, yaar, Jatin ne tune kya kar diya? And then Sunny Bhai also said, "Oh, jeet dikha tu mere ko apni." This is friendly. But I kid you not.
Yeah.
Shitloads of abuse on social media, and no matter how much you say thick-skinned,
it gets to you, man. It gets to you.
You have to. Someone made me realize that you are who you are because people follow you, they'll abuse you. So even if you
Hmm.
think that is righteous, that don't, they're going to. Let's just live with
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
So now I'm feeling, एक बार हो गया ना, मैं जब तक एक बार होता नहीं तब तक you don't realize. So
Hmm.
now I
Hmm.
think I've gotten a little more thick skin, but the shit affects you, man.
It honestly does. I just give you a very small example. When we had done almost 30 odd episodes of the podcast. There was a comment down there on the video कि ये बंदा इतना fuck क्यों बोलता है, ठीक है.
Hmm.
So अभी तक हम लोगों की बात चली रही है. I don't think I've said it out too much.
Hmm.
बट एक वो कमेंट, तो मुझे पता है मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोलता हूँ, बट वो एक कमेंट आ गया कि ये इतना fuck क्यों बोलता है. I spent the next 2 days analyzing every single word I say. कि मैं सही में बोल रहा हूँ, मैं क्या, am I crude, am I lewd when I speak to
Yeah.
people? And it is at a very small scale. मैं तो मतलब कुछ भी नहीं हूँ लिटरली, और आपको तो 100 times 1000 times ऐसे पढ़ता होगा. So if one small thing can affect, and I feel I am a pretty self assured guy, तो मुझे इतना affect कर सकता है एक unknown random stranger का एक random throw away comment. तो it must hit you a lot as well, जितना वॉल्यूम में, जितना क्वांटम में आपको मिलता है.
Yeah, but then you just realize कि it's, I mean, I think I'm still in the process. But you know that your measure of your success and the measure of you not being good on a day is not, feedback is important, and I love constructive feedback. You know, for someone to say that I genuinely think that I did not enjoy this part of the show or what you said, and I will acknowledge that tweet or that comment if I come across it. But random stuff, then you basically, तो आपको चढ़ाते हैं तो भी, you know, like they say, don't take that seriously either. Don't take all this personal abuse seriously as well. You should know when you've done a good job and when you've done a bad job. If you're honest, when you know that, yeah, today I was not 100%, and there are going to be days, you know, there are going to be days. It's, the reality is that a player will get out for a 0 one day, a bowler will be expensive one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Similarly, a commentator or a presenter is also going to have bad days. You don't know what's going on in our life sometimes. You have to go out there, put up a brave face. Like when I was doing this last IPL, my dad had just come out of a terrible COVID bout. We had almost lost him. A miracle. So I joined the IPL late, and I was really flustered, man. So, you know, and everyone, because everyone was going through arranging medicines, arranging oxygen, stress, and to be able to then put up a brave front, it's not easy. So sometimes you are operating at 50-60%, but you can't help it. But, you know, this is when you're in the public eye, you're meant to be your perfect self, and it's not easy. But good constructive feedback is what I want. And for people who make personal remarks, not just to me, but to anyone, if they get personal, all those guys are nothing but cowards, and they've got nothing better to do in life. I'm sorry, I'm never mean to anyone, but if you can hide behind a keyboard and fire away personal remarks to someone you don't know, a job you don't know, you're
Pressure you can't relate to. Yeah.
You're just being a prick with nothing better to do in life. And God bless you, man. I feel bad for them more than anything else.
I don't think we'll get a better note to end on. Jatin, you've been an absolute delight to chat to. I mean, I genuinely haven't realized that we've almost touched an hour of conversation, because it's been so enriching for me as well. And thank you so much for taking time out. I know you've been quite busy with the schedule, and really appreciate the time that you took out. And I hope you had a good time as well.
A lot of fun, Dvijinder. A lot of fun. I was looking forward to it. I'm just great to see all of you incredible content creators, people who are using their knowledge, their voice, their reach to, you know, make content to consume, and good content to consume. So a lot of fun. It's always good to talk to a fellow Man United fan.